Some drummers are technically perfect. Every note is clean, every hit is precise, but something still feels flat. And then you hear another drummer, maybe not as precise, maybe not as polished, but suddenly the music feels alive. So what's the difference? And why can you hear it immediately, even if you don't know anything about drums? In the last video, we talked about how the role of the drummer has changed, how drummers used to shape the music, not just support it. But that raises a bigger question. What actually makes a drummer sound alive in the first place? Because it's not just technique and it's not just speed. It's something harder to measure, but impossible to miss. Let's get this out of the way. Technique matters, control matters, timing matters. But technique alone doesn't make music feel alive. You can play something perfectly and still have it feel empty, because being in time is not the same as being in the music. A drummer can be mechanically flawless and still not move you. And that's because what we respond to isn't perfection. It's something deeper. Great drummers don't just hit the right notes, they shape how those notes feel. It's in the micro timing, the push and pull of the beat, the slight delays, the subtle anticipations. That's where groove lives. And that's what makes your body react even before your brain understands why. This is why two drummers can play the same pattern and one makes it feel like a machine and the other makes it feel alive. There's another element that rarely gets talked about, which is emotion. You can hear when a drummer cares about what they're playing. There's intensity, there's joy, there's urgency. They're not just performing the music, they're living inside of it. And when that happens, it changes the way the music hits you. You don't just hear the rhythm, you feel it. Great drummers aren't just thinking about what to play, they're thinking about why they're playing it. Every choice has intention. When to fill, when to pull back, when to let silence do the work. Because what you don't play is just as important as what you do. That sense of intention gives the music shape. It tells a story. And that's what makes a drummer feel like they're leading, not just keeping time. Even though modern music production often prioritizes precision and consistency, there are still drummers who feel alive when they play. You can hear it in their phrasing, you can feel it in their dynamics, and you can see it in their connection to the music. They don't just play patterns, they shape moments, and that's why they stand out. So, what makes a drummer sound alive? It's not just skill, it's not just feel, it's the combination of technique, emotion, intentionality, and the willingness to let the music breathe. When those elements come together, you don't just hear the drums, you feel the human being behind them. And maybe that's why certain drummers stick with us, not because they're perfect, but because when they play, you can tell they're there, present, engaged, alive. And that's something no machine, no software, and no amount of editing can replace. So here's my question. Which drummers sound the most alive to you and why? Let me know in the comments, and if you like deep dives into musicianship and what makes music feel human, hit the subscribe button. Jimmy Page almost never talks about modern rock bands. He doesn't endorse them, he doesn't anoint them as the future. And he definitely doesn't show up to hype them. So when Jimmy Page quietly took notice of Bandmade in Tokyo in 2016,